Ode, Intimations of Immortality, from Recollections of Early Childhood by William Wordsworth. The child is father of man, and I could wish my days to be bound ease to ease by natural piety. Epigraph from My Heart Leaps Up, a masterpiece of romanticism, profound psychological and philosophical depth, transform personal grief into universal wisdom, central to Wordsworth's philosophy of nature, memory, and human spirit, influences Shelley, Keats, Tennyson, and modern ecological thought. It is a profound meditation on the loss of childhood visionary power, the soul's divine origin, memory consolations, and the compensations of maturity through a philosophical mind and deepened love of nature. The first four stanzas were written on March 27, 1802, completed in 1804, published in 1807 in Poems in two volumes. Reflects Wordsworth's sense of lost youthful intensity and his maturing vision of nature and humanity. Platonic doctrine of pre-existence, echoes of Milton, Shakespeare, and 18th century ideas of sensibility, a central crisis lyric of Romanticism, culmination of Wordsworth's early philosophy. Form and structure is a irregular pindaric ode in 11 stanza and 206 line. Variable rhyme scheme and meter, song like flow, mirroring emotional shifts, moves from crisis to resolution. Threefold movement: loss, recovery, and philosophical resolution. So let's discuss the stanza by stanza summary. Stanza first: loss of visionary glory. Remember a time when nature was seen apparel in celestial light. Now that glory is lost. The thing which I have seen, I now can see no more. Stanza 2: the glory has passed away. Natural beauties remain, but the visionary gleam that once filled everything has departed. Stanza 3: spring joy and a thought of grief. Spring's delights bring both joy and thought of grief. Nature's sound consoles. He resolves not to wrong the season. All the earth is gay, addresses a joyful shepherd boy. Stanza 4: the interruptions and the question. Joins nature's festival, but a tree and a pansy speak of loss. The pansy repeats the tale, ends with the anguished question: whither is fled the visionary gleam? Where is it now, the glory and the dream? Stanza 5: our birth is but a sleep and forgetting. We come from God, trailing clouds of glory. In fancy retain heavenly light. Shades of the prison house begging to close upon the growing boy. Youth still has vision. Man sees it fade into the light of common day. Stanza 6: Earth as nurse. Earth is our homely nurse and foster mother, giving pleasure to help us forget the imperial palace of our pre-existence glory. Stanza 7 is in here discuss the child imitates man. A 6-year-old child imitates adult life, weddings, funerals, and daily rows through endless plays. In stanza 8 addresses to the child, O best philosopher, thou might prophet, seer blessed. The child still intuits eternal truths. Why hasten to take the inevitable yoke of custom, heavy as frost and deep almost as life? Stanza 9, Memories Consolation. Turning point. Joy that in our word embers is something that doth live. Memories, obstinate questionings, falling vanishings, and shadowy recollections are the fountain light and master light of our day. They connect us to the immortal sea and eternal silence, bringing perpetual benediction. Stanza 10 present joy and primal sympathy. Nature still brings joy. Then sing, ye birds, though glory is gone. Primal sympathy and soothing thoughts from past remain. Maturity give us a philosophical mind. Stranger 11, final resolution. Conscious of mortality, the mind deepens love for nature. Even the maniest flower evoke thoughts that do often lie too deep for tears. Full acceptance and a richer, calmer wisdom. So the major themes here is loss of childhood vision, the fading of visionary gleam, and the dream of pre-existence. Pre-existence and immortality, the soul's divine origin and gradual forgetting. Our birth is but a sleep and forgetting. Memory and compensation, recollection of early joys provides consolation and deeper insight. Nature's role, nature first as a source of glory, later as nurse, guide, and moral teacher. Growth and maturity, from the child intuition to the man's philosophic mind, joy amid grief. A crisis resolved through memory, imagination, and acceptance. Human condition, imitation of adult life, with of custom yet enduring primal sympathy with all life. The poem movement goes from first crisis, loss, lament for lost visionary glory of childhood, and middle is recovery, compensation. Memory, nature, and primal sympathy restore joy and provide consolation. And finally, philosophical resolution, acceptance of mortality, a deeper love of nature, guided by a philosophical mind. So literary devices here used is imagery, celestial light, clouds of glory, prison house, embers, immortal sea, personification, nature as nurse, mother, elements as joyful beings, apostrophe, direct address to child, bird, and creature, allusion, Plato, Milton, Shakespeare, and biblical echoes, symbolism, tree filled pansy, rainbow, sea, embers, tone from lament and grief to joy, philosophical acceptance and exalted calm. Language is elevated yet accessible, rich in question, exclamations, repetitions.